Yeah, I'm driving around town in San Fernando.
And I'm riding in the 8.
Yeah, I used to have dreams of driving Lambo.
Now I'm trying to get it right.
Welcome to the Let You Tell It podcast.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the first episode of the year, the Let You Tell It podcast. I'm your host, Caesar. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still getting over the sickness. I'm not sick no more. I just lost my voice. It's coming back. I lose it, comes back. I'm doing too much talking. I know, but I'm trying to get you guys an episode. All right? So, welcome back to the year. Hope you guys had a good new year. Hope 2025 was the shit. And 2026, we're going up. Promise you, ain't no stopping. Today, I got a special guest for y'all, man. This guy right here, motherfucking entrepreneur, bro. Is your local toe man. Your local bail bonds.
Local everything.
Local neighborhood. I'm just kidding. We don't do drugs over here, all right? But shit, he's a rapper coming out the valley. There's my boy CleanSide Blaze, bro. Introduce yourself, brother.
Thank you, man. Hey, man. Well, thank you for having me here, man. It's been a bit, man. I've been seeing the podcast and I like it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
And thanks for the introduction, man. I'm CleanSide Blaze. I'm out of Van Nuys, California, the Big 818. It's the homeland right here, man.
You know it.
Just here chilling with the boy Caesar and shit.
Come on now. Come on. This has been anticipating, like we've been trying to get this scheduled and shit like that.
Sure. And it's my first one too. I was like,
what?
Hey, that's my first podcast. So I've interviewed people.
Yeah, you have like a little show.
So yeah, I'll get into that. So like I interview people, but I've never been interviewed, and the reason being is not like I haven't had the offers. It's just like I'm really prideful where I'm from.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I'm very prideful where I'm from, and right now is a beautiful time where we're like all supporting each other. And a lot of things are happening for the first time, you know. So I'm like, man, like if I'm gonna do a podcast or anything like that, like I'd rather it be from the homeland, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why like I put out, bro, and I'm not rushing to it, but I'm like once you hit me up, and I'm like, perfect, I'm gonna work.
Perfect, hell yeah, bro. And like I said, though, we're trying to interview this sooner. I just been.
It's been a lot.
Trying to get my strength up. Like I said, I'm not sick no more. My voice is just fucked.
Yeah.
I may stay like this. I may not. Y'all let me know.
They got the DMX tone, though. Yeah, bro. Fried recipes, DMX.
Yeah, man. For real. Hey, but like you said, bro. You're local from the valley, dog.
Yes,
grew up in Van Nuys, California.
Yeah, I grew up in Van Nuys. Yeah, man. I do music. When I say I do everything, I don't technically mean to do everything. I dip my fingers in everything, bro. Like,
you do everything, no. This motherfucker's a video director.
Yeah,
this motherfucker.
Man,
everything.
What it is just like I'm a sponge, bro. Like I've been like that since I was a little kid. Like I've always been a sponge.
Yeah,
you know, like I pick up on everything. I learn everything. So even if it's something I might not use immediately, I usually put it in the back of my head,
and then come back to it later. Be like,
you might need it. Yeah. You might need it later in life, or you might be like, oh shit, that's what that tool was for, you know. So yeah, man. Come recently, a lot of that shit that I've like learned and everything, I've started putting it in motion. Mm-hmm. You know, and especially for the benefit of others.
Yeah, dog. Cause no mean to cut you off. You came out of nowhere, bro. but no, for real. Cause bro, I've been tapped in, with the scene for a minute, bro, and then. You came out of nowhere, and I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy, bro?
Hey, I got a lot of them.
This fool came out, like, doing everything, bro. But, dog. Hey, sometimes you gotta do that, dog. Yeah. You gotta fucking do that.
Yeah, so there's one person I want to give a big shout out to, man. It's somebody that I met him in Arizona, Phoenix. I lived in Phoenix for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And my boy Stretch, ETV, he's the one I did the podcast with. But he's like, for some reason, God's always put us in each other's lives some way, somehow. He stayed in Phoenix. I was in Phoenix. When I left Phoenix, some years down the line, he came out here. We hooked up. So he's a videographer and an engineer.
Nice.
And he would be your producer and your engineer, who you hit up and be like, hey, can you pull it to my pad? I got to record a song. And he'll come with the microphone and the laptop, you know?
Yeah.
And he went to school for it, too. So it's not like his shit was, like, bad quality. So,
he know what the fuck he was doing.
He knew what he was doing, dog. So
he knows, yeah.
Yeah, so I started following, like, and trying to get into hip-hop since I was, like, 13, 14, dog.
Okay.
And at that time, you know who was around at that time? Remember that one rapper, Germ?
Yeah, MC
Germ.
Bro, I was literally just talking about him to my homies. I'm like, what the fuck? I need this fool.
That's a hard ass interview, dog.
If anybody knows where the
he has an Instagram, dog. I think he has an Instagram, fool.
Is it MC Germ?
If you could get a hold of So Provoked, dog, try to get a hold of Germ.
Oh, I know So Provoked. Yeah,
So Provoked is like, you know, that was his world right there over here, you know?
Yeah, bro. Look at me. MC Germ, I need that fucking interview, bro. Like a wild crowd of vandals is to this day is still my shit, dog.
Yeah.
Or spray cans, bro.
Cans, yeah.
I was in middle school walking the hallway with a Sharpie marker in my pocket listening to spray cans, bro.
Man. So Germ, like that's when like Germ was around, bro. So there was a local engineer. He's not around anymore. He turned Christian, you know. Okay. God bless him. But he went by Carlito's Way at that time. He went to Birmingham.
I think I heard of that name.
There was like some twins that were rapping and all that.
I heard of the name. I didn't know him personally, but I heard of Carlito's Way.
He was hard, dog, and he was a hard. He could have been something, dog, but you know something. I think he got in an accident, and you know God found him, you know, so which is rightfully so. He went a different path, but I remember he was charging $20 an hour for studio time.
Damn.
And I was like, man, I remember I told my mom like.
Hey, let me $20 real quick.
I know. I told my mom like I never asked you for money. I never begged you for money. I was never a kid to ever want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like
you
I was telling her how much
like
I wanted that $20, dog. And then she gave me $25 because if you remember at that time, the day pass for the bus was $5. Mm-hmm. So she's like, go get a day pass and here's $20. So I took I took the bus to this fool's house and we recorded a song, and I kind of fell in love with it. Like I wrote something and I was like, damn, this is actually kind of cool. And there's like a big backstory to that. So my two older brothers and my sister, they grew up not with me, like under my household. They're my full-blooded brother and sister. They grew up, my two brothers with my dad, my sister with my grandparents. But they were real musicians. Mm-hmm. They were in a punk. They had bands. My brother was a guitarist. My sister was a bassist. My brother Daniel was a DJ and a drummer. My dad was a guitarist. Like that ran in their family. And
so music's in the blood.
Music was in the blood, but since we were in separate household, they were into like punk rock and bro, like my dad put them on so much game, and that's my real dad. So when I finally got to meet him, he put me onto like music outside of hip hop and shit. So
you gotta expand that knowledge, hell yeah.
He invested a lot in them, bro. Like he got all their equipment, everything. He took them to shows. They were performing like the Whiskey, the Roxy, the Viper Room.
Damn.
You remember the Cobalt?
Yeah, I remember.
The Cobalt? Bro. Okay, if you're a real fucking musician and you really know the valley, you know, like if you're up and coming, you had to perform at the Cobalt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whether you're in a band or whatever, because ska was popping at that time. You know, you had the backyard, the rock shows and shit that motherfuckers were pulling up to. But anyways, I was always like the roadie. So whenever they had shows, like I carried their equipment. But every time I watch the shows, I'd be like, damn, like I always wanted a purpose. But I was too lazy to learn an instrument or whatever. I guess you could say lazy, just it was complicated for me. But the one thing I was good at was like writing. You know, so I would always dabble with it, and then through high school I just dabble with it. But during high school I was more of an observer. So this is when like
you're being a fly on the wall.
I was a fly on the wall, but I was observing everything, bro.
Sometimes you gotta
scene
do
at that time. This is when the Cypher Effect came out, and there was the basement in the A1A, bro. The A1A
first
basement.
and last Sundays of the fucking month, bro. Man. Oh, I was there, bro. I
knew the basement,
bro.
Dog.
I still pass by there and I see like, the pillars, and I'm just like, if only people fucking knew that they only spot, fucking knew,
dog. Like Broken Complex and shit. Like
that's where So Provoked got all his shit from.
We're not even getting into like the battle scenes and shit, like with Grind Time, Fresh Coast and shit. Like, bro, like everything was popping at the A1A. But anyways, there was a movement going on. The Cypher Effect kind of like kicked it off and put it in the start.
Low key,
because it kind of put like the shine on certain like rappers you wouldn't think of. Because like that's when I found like the 4 when he was fucking with I Suppose. He was fucking with I Suppose and shit, and they were throwing their little backyard shows, and then Devour, and then there was like Self Provoked. Baby Franco was going by Severe. I
think I remember that name.
Baby Franco was going by Severe. Okay. Remember? So I was a fly on the wall. I'm like, oh, okay. So there was like that. This is when boom bap rap was like, it was acceptable again. You know, like it was very acceptable because at that time, like the West Coast kind of had like. The game already happened and shit, but nothing was really popping on the coast.
It was dying down.
It was dying down. Yeah. So like that kind of put a little like
spark into it.
Spark into it again, dog. You know, so the Cypher Effect came out. So then, you know, you seen On a High Note fucking come together. Then Von Poe did his shit with the Organized Threat. Yeah. Remember, because he had got everybody under that fucking label at one time. You know, it was fucking him, Fora, Devour, Reverie, Gavlin, fucking
Reverie.
Gavlin's from out here too, dog. Gavlin was from out here. She's from Grenada, you know, like.
That's right.
So I'm like, damn, that was cool. So it upped my game. I'll just keep writing. And the music I was making then was trash, bro. Like, I'd pump my family up so much to make them believe it was the hardest shit ever. But it was so trash, dog. I remember putting my music.
But you didn't give up. You kept going, dog.
No.
You kept going, bro.
You know what it was? I remember it now. Okay, MySpace. MySpace. Okay, so MySpace went from where you could put one song on your profile
to a whole playlist.
So you could put a whole playlist.
Mm-hmm.
So just like for an artist, I mean, just for a regular person, where you were like where some people were feeding off to like, what can I do to get in your top 8?
Mm-hmm.
I was
my god!
remember that shit? Then they're like, hey, the top 8 was creating like fucking fights and shit, so they made a top 16.
Yeah, bro.
And then they're like, you can make a top whatever at this point. You know what I mean?
Just put as many fucking songs as you want.
Like, all of you are on top.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the way that was for like normal people, for musicians, is like, what do I got to do to get on your profile?
Yeah,
kind of thing. You know,
I remember all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So I did a couple songs with Carlito's Way and all that, and I put it out there, and I had thought it was like the.
Hey, go to the bed. Relax, I'm gonna put you in the cage. If he's bothering you, just throw the toilet on the bed. Sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah, so like I always wanted to put my get my music on somebody's page, but anyways, life happened, bro. Like I lived a lot of my life like on the streets and just around it. You know what I mean? So if anybody knows, like that could complicate and interfere a lot of things. You know, especially as a kid, and so that wasn't my priority. What ended up happening was, around 18 years old, I was homeless.
Damn.
All right, like I was living in the back of my mom's truck. I remember this time. I told people this story, and I had found out I was gonna have my first kid. So I had told my baby mom, like, "Hey, what do you want to do? You know what I mean? Like, I'm living in the back of the truck. I'm going through a lot. Or we could just try to go where your parents are at, and you know, because they had a place.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody's gonna laugh at the story, but so anyways, man, I ended up moving over there, and I had to talk to the parents. Right? I had been with her since I was like 13, 14. Right? I already knew the parents.
Oh, so you were with her for a minute.
I was with her for a while. But we were on and on because she had moved to this place. But it happened this time we hooked up and she got pregnant and shit. So what happened was I went to go talk to her parents, and I had already known them and shit. And I wanted to be a man and be like, hey, you know, like, your daughter's pregnant. We were gonna tell them for the first time, like, your daughter's pregnant.
I'm stepping up. Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna step up. You know, this is my plan. Like, if it's okay with you guys, I would like to move out here. You know, I want to be there for my kid. And they're like, all right, that's cool. But you gotta marry her because the Jehovah's Witness. So
you had to marry her.
Yeah. So I had a. So no, I didn't have to. Let's be realistic, right? Like, nobody has to do anything, right? Yeah. So what it was they were Jehovah's Witness. Right, so you know, like, if you guys know anything about Jehovah's Witnesses, no disrespect, anything. I'm not disrespecting, but they're a very tight knit religion. Like, and especially in Latinos, like, you have to follow suit.
Yeah, just how like some families are Catholic and shit like that.
And you know, those Catholics where it's like, you gotta go to, you're gonna go to church, you're gonna stay your ass up during church, like, you're gonna read the Bible, you're gonna, like, Jehovah's Witnesses are the same way. Are those the ones that believe in reincarnation, or am I wrong about that? I think so, but right? I know they don't believe that there's a hell, and I know if something like, if we're wrong, correct us in the comments. Yeah. If I'm wrong, correct us in the comments. And just remember, like, these are all types of Christianity, because Mormons are Christians, Jehovah's Witnesses are Christians, you know, Catholics are Christians. It's just another form of Christianity. So there's just like little tweaks and whatever where they don't agree on certain things. But anyways, it came to where, like, you know, if you want to live here, you got to marry her. So me being like 18, not even knowing how like serious marriage is, I'm just looking at them like, whatever you want to do, you know? Like, we're going to go back to the truck, or like, I don't really care. I go, all I know is I'm going to be there for my kid. Yeah. She's like, oh, okay, like, cool. You know, like, yeah, I'm down with it. I said, all right, cool. I'm like, all right, cool. And they're like, all right, cool. We're going to go to the courthouse tomorrow. They took me to the courthouse. They took me to the courthouse the next day, and it happened. So that place where we moved to, I was there for some years. You know what I mean? And then along those years, I also moved to Phoenix, and I moved to Dallas, and then I moved back over here. I was just being a dad, man. I was raising my two girls. And then yeah, so I'll try to dabble in music. So there was a point where I was like in Oceanside, and I tried to get my music back over there. So there was in Oceanside. This is like right before Desi Hollow started popping, all right? Because that's where Desi Hollow's from. So there was other rappers that were called Oside. There was another rapper called Oside Blaze. Right, and he's hard, bro. Shout out Oside Blaze. I think he stopped rapping. There was no one There was Vex. I don't know if you remember Trevor Vex. There was a rapper called
I don't
Trevor
think
Vex.
so.
MCer from Forrest Crew.
Yeah.
What was that? Yours truly.
Yours truly, yeah.
Yours truly. So MCer had shot me some beats, and I was trying to get back into rapping, but then again, life found itself, and I wasn't doing it. Long story short, I ended up moving back over here to the Valley, which was about 4 years ago. Right, so I came back to the Valley and like stayed here for good. I had to come home, dog. You know, there's a time where like you explore the world for so long, and then it's like I just miss home, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to go back home. Like, and I was going through some things, and I'm like, I just want to be home again. So I came back to the Valley, and you know, I just kind of stood back a little bit, just watched everything, and just kind of seen how everything was, and I seen that there was this music scene. I think the first thing I had seen was Richie from the Valley. What was it? I think he did like a cover to Drake's beat.
I don't think I heard that one yet. I don't think so.
I think it was an older song.
Okay.
I'm like, who's this dude? But he was hard. Somebody had posted him like, this shit's hard. And then along that time, I had found Richie from the Valley. I found Sin Alma. And I found out then I seen Vani Ocho. I'm like, oh shit, I don't fucking remember Vani Ocho. I mean, Vani Ocho from back then was from a crew, the Crooks.
Yeah, he talks about it in our interview.
I think
That's
it's called
right.
the
Yeah,
Crooks. And there's a song called DOPE. 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 And it was like, and he had brought everybody out from that side of Pacoima. I was like, damn, I remember Vani Ocho, so he was still around. And everybody, so I started like observing everything, and I'm like, I want to be a part of this culture, bro. You know, like the Valley looks like it's about to do something that we have never done before.
Bro, I've been fucking saying that, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, it's about to do something like it's never done before. And I come from a time in the Valley where it's like we couldn't mess with each other.
Yeah.
If you're from a certain side, hey, we was beefing tough.
Even though we weren't involved,
Even if you weren't even from somewhere, people get that misunderstood. Even if you weren't from somewhere, it don't matter. What was that Kendrick song? No, was it a Kendrick song? It was somebody's song, or it might have been a video. He's all like, I think it was 4 Extra. It was a video of 4 Extra. He's all like, where are you from? He goes, I'm from nowhere. Okay, where do you stay?
Yeah.
He goes, I stay over here. Okay, so you kicking with them? You know, like it was.
Yeah, I remember in middle school, dog. Fucking, I went to Fulton.
Oh, okay.
And it was real active.
Shout
back
out to
then.
the homies on Satakoy. Yeah.
Bro, fucking, I remember I used to get shit, bro, because of where I grew up.
And I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, bro. And
I
it's
know,
just like, fools would come up to me, oh, fuck, so and so. And I'm just like, bro.
I'm not even from there.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I got jumped one time.
Yeah.
Because I live on the block, you know?
And that happened a lot.
Yeah, bro. And I'm just
there
like,
was a thing back then when we were kids. There was a thing back then when we were kids where it's like, you were getting sucked out. You were getting sucked out even if you were nobody, because it's like, okay, where you from? I am from nowhere. All right, you get sucked out anyways, just in case you just ranked it, you know, like, or just in case your brother is from so. So we grew up during that time.
Yeah, bro, that shit was crazy, bro.
And when I came back, I kind of noticed like
shit died.
It died, dog, and it was a beautiful thing, homie, because it brought down a lot of walls.
Yeah, 100. The way you put it, that perfect way to put that, exactly.
It brought
Hell
down so many walls, and it tore down so many boundaries, dog. And it was such a beautiful thing, and I'm like, I want to be a part of it, and not only be a part of it, I want to contribute in some way. Because I knew like, I never wanted to be the star of the show. I never want to be like that dude, and like that dude. You know what I mean? I just want to be like the factor. You know what I mean? I want to be a provider. I want to be I want to be something for, because I know it ain't gonna happen with me. You know, even if it does, it might happen for a short time. But I'm not looking for it to happen with me. What I'm trying to do is open doors so I can set it up easier for the next little homie.
That's a great way to put it.
You know what I'm saying? Because that little homie's the one that's gonna need it.
Exactly,
you don't want that little homie getting so frustrated that he has to result or go into other things in order to clear out his frustrations or because he's going through. You want to make it easier so he can believe easier.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You don't want to hand it to him, but you do want to make it a little easier than what we had it.
You're paving the path, bro. That's exactly what it is, bro.
Yeah.
It's paving the path, and like I tell everybody that, bro. Like I look up to people that did it for me. Like for example, Brown Bag, bro.
Yeah.
Like shout out Letty, Vic, and Duno, dog. They've been there for me. You know, I've established a good relationship with them, a good bond.
Shout out Duno, man. Shout out Brown Bag, and congratulations too.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna go check out Click Out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or no. Yeah,
that's my movie, The Click.
Yeah,
Click, right?
Yeah.
I'm
gonna go check that out.
Let me know how it goes.
But yeah, you know, like I told them, you guys paved the way for me, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like you guys are paving the way for a bunch of.
It sparks the mind,
and it's just not. It's not just as a podcaster. It's as, you know, a person of our race, you know, where we come from,
and,
and stuff like that, you know.
Makes you feel understood.
And it goes to show everybody, you don't gotta tow a gun or fucking be on the corner selling bags or anything like that, dog. You can fucking do it, bro. Look at all these fucking streamers, bro.
Yeah. It's crazy, and yeah, man. So I'm like, you know, my age, man. I'm in my super early 30s. You know, and I'm barely getting adapted to shit.
We're still young, fool. We're still young.
You know what bothers me, dog? Is like, man, it's crazy, bro. Like
right now, when we were talking about all this shit, I'm like, yeah,
you're like, damn.
No, we still young,
like pre-Alzheimer's and shit.
Hey, dog. Hey, we're barely getting started. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
And so, you know, my kids, I got kids, man. My kids are older. You know, I got my boys too. I got like teenagers and shit. So I started knowing I hit my 30s when two things, man. One, I don't start understanding language I don't know, and two, my body starts making noises. You know what I mean? And then I start making noises doing shit. You'll be like, hey, can you get this? I'm like, I'm like, shit, I'm at that point. You know?
Fuck. Stretch real quick.
You got a
couple jumping jacks.
Hey, you ever see that John Witherspoon, that Joe Rogan podcast? You know John Witherspoon, right? Pops?
Yeah.
He's all like, I think he was on the podcast with his son, and he's all like, you just make noises. You know, he's all like,
that's you right now.
Like, that's me in my 30s, dog. I'm like, fuck, you know. So, yeah, man. Back to what I was saying. So I wanted to do that, and the first thing I started doing was like, I naturally, I don't know if it makes sense, but I naturally network.
I've seen that with you, bro.
Yeah, like
I've seen it. Yeah.
I naturally network, dog, and as it is, I'm already an intriguing person, and I'm I'm very interested in a lot of things. You know what I mean? Especially if I can learn something off of it. So, with that being, I've met a lot of people, you know, and people that could benefit not only myself, but definitely each other. Because I'll meet somebody and I'm like, you got to meet my boy Caesar. I'm
the same way, bro.
Like you be talking to me, I'm like, you need to meet my homie Kaiser, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you haven't met him, you know? So, like, that's how I started coming around, and, like, my name started kind of getting around, was because I just started, like, meeting people with other people, or somebody would be like, yeah, man, I'm trying to get a venue for a spot, and I'll be like, I know a spot.
Bro, I'm the same, like, you can tell a bunch of my homies, they'll be like, bro, I need this.
Yeah.
Call this number.
Yeah.
Hit this IG up, gang.
Hey, so one of the homies is all like, seen me recently. He's all like, hey, I've been seeing you pop up everywhere lately. And I said, oh, for real? He goes, yeah. He goes, you should be I know a guy. He's like, that's your name. He goes, I know a guy.
I know a guy.
So I'm like, man, fuck you. But anyway,
you gotta be like that sometimes, though,
yeah, bro.
Like, at that point, with you being like that, that goes to show a lot. That goes to show the person you are and all the connections you are. And it goes to show that your name is good wherever you go, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, man, like, as it is, like, I'm a giver, right? And hey, shout out to my kids for teaching me that, man. Back then it was like, what was it? No homo.
No homo.
She became no Diddy and shit. But yeah, bro. So fucking, like, I'm actually a fucking giver, dog. So to me, it already like blesses my heart to like know, like, I can have people meet each other, you know, and then possibly like grow a relationship and shit. So that's how I started kind of coming around. People started knowing me, and I wasn't really dabbling with my music at this time, but music was kind of there. I don't know if you ever heard of Fan First. It was a recording studio and a record label right here in Van Nuys.
I think I
they
heard.
had like Cujo, RJ, Joe Moses, Bozo, and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my boy. Shout out Steve Diddy, man. He's like the pioneer, the man behind the scenes, man. Like, a lot of people don't know his face, but he's a lot of reasons why people have opportunities under their belt, right? And this dude is from like around my area. So when I seen him, I'm like, damn, that's somebody that I looked up to. So I started kind of doing that, and then I think at this point I was like, man, like, nobody has like the live and direct from kind of guy here in the valley.
Yeah,
you know. So I'm like, man. Oh, so Valley vs. Everybody, the homie Drew.
I remember the shop. Yeah.
Okay, and then the homie Frenchie Bullies. So they're homies. So they threw an event called Valley Got Motion.
Okay, I don't think I heard of that one.
Yeah, there was an event called Valley Got Motion. It was like a dog event. Hey, shout out my boy Valley Drew, the homie Frenchie Mob. But they threw an event called Valley Got Motion. So it was kind of like a music / dog show. And I remember after that is when I kind of started getting the idea, like, there's not a live and direct guy, like, around here, you know? So I was thinking of names, and I'm like, Valley. I seen the Valley got motion because I had a paper. And that's like Valley Motion. My Valley Motion TV. And I'm like, man, I'm going to do it. So I bought a DJI. My bad. Let me not say that. I didn't buy the DJI. I had it sponsored to me, but that was like a gift of like somebody believing in me, because somebody did, like, it was like, hey, I believe in you. Like, I'm gonna get this for you. Help me out too, but I'm gonna get this for you. So that's how I started kind of getting my equipment. It was kind of like me just telling people like, hey, believe in me. I'll get this back to you tenfold. You know. And like I got the camera, and that's how I got the MacBook. Shout out my boy Gumby from the hood, and I got a MacBook. I started getting all these equipment, and Valley Motion TV was in motion. Yeah. You know, and I told myself I'm gonna pop up everywhere. Like, interview people.
You fucking were.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
You're getting back into it.
I'm just getting back into it, right? So we're gonna get into that too, because that's gonna be a story about falling and getting back up. And so anyway, so Valley Motion TV started going off, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to every event. I'm gonna just run into people. I'm gonna interview. I'm gonna be at accidents. I'm gonna be at fucking marches. I'm gonna be at your mom's house asking her what she's doing live and direct. You know, like, I was just like. Señora, ¿qué haces? So yeah, man, I did it, and it blew up. Yeah, because everybody was liking, like, that they could be interviewed, and not only that, like, I was mainly interviewing people from the Valley. You know, I just told them, like, I just want to give you that. If I could give you an extra little shine or something you could use and repost, or people could repost for you, let me do it for you. It's free. Yeah, you know, and I kind of found like I had a little bit of a knack for, like. Because I do it off the rip. People are like, what are we going to talk about? I said, follow my lead. Yeah. You know, like, we're just going to shoot the shits. Exactly. And then I just, like, it's always one take Jake kind of shit. But actually, let me go a little bit before that. So before that, before the Valley Motion TV, my boy Stretch, UTV, the one I was talking about, he had moved down to the Valley. And when he moved down to the Valley from Phoenix, he's like, I was trying to get him acquainted over here. He had done videography, like music videos and all that, but he's like, hey, I want to do a podcast. So he tried it himself the first time, but he didn't really like the way it went. He's like, do you know anybody that could host for me? I said, no, I didn't even, I was like, oh, I thought you volunteered yourself right away. Like, what do you need him to do? He's like, and he's all like, oh, kind of like, because he had plugs with no jumper. Okay. It's like, kind of like a no jumper thing. And I was like, it's just kind of talking, you know what I mean? Like,
it's conversation at the end of the day.
If you can converse, you can converse, you know? Like, it shouldn't be hard. As it is, I'm a natural, like, talker and shit. So then I'm like, let me try it out the first one, dog. It's cool. So I interviewed some fool named the homie Nova Rose from Philly. He got shot in the mouth, and damn, I did that first interview, and people are like, that's a dope ass, like, that's dope. Like, is that a podcast? I'm like, yes, it is a podcast. So then we just started interviewing people. So we went like 12 episodes deep, and then we kind of stopped. Like I said, life happens. So then that's when Valley Motion had came in. So Valley Motion's a spinoff of Valley Got Motion event, and my boy YeTV. Like, there was those two things that kind of put me in motion for that.
Valley Motion TV.
Valley Motion TV. So then, yeah, there you go. So I had like mixed the two. So I was staying somewhere, and I had to leave that spot, and I had to go get a new spot. If you know anything about the Valley, you gotta have what we call, like, or what I call it, you gotta have the Valley hustle, man. You know, like, I know growing up and even before my time, like, everybody was doing something to get some bread. Yeah. And not only that, I know in, like, Van Nuys and, like, Pacoima, North Hollywood area, you had 5, 10 motherfuckers staying in one house, but they was all doing something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they all had some type of hustle. And yeah, so I had to, like, leave, and it's expensive around here, dog. It's fucking expensive. So it was a bad time where, like, my money wasn't matching with anything, and I had to get rid of all my Valley Motion shit, like my camera, my MacBook, everything. And it became a time, dog, where, like, I felt like, damn, bro, like, I'm at the bottom. Like, I'm really at the bottom, bro. Like, I don't got shit. I don't got none of my equipment. I just got this new place. Like, I'm down on my last buck. And I always need something, like, to preoccupy my time. You know what I mean? Because as it is, like, I'm already naturally, like, go. You know? So, like, I always wanted something to occupy my time. So I'm like, well, the last time I didn't have nothing to my name but a house, I was writing. You know, and I was kind of doing music here and there with Valley Motion TV. I would drop some things or whatever. If you actually go and listen to, like, my Battle Scars project, and then listen to the music I have now, you'll notice a big difference. You know, and the reason I became like so much better at it was because I went through a time in my life where like all I had was like my pen and my paper. Again, I had to start it all over. And yeah, man, I wrote a lot of songs, and then I'm like, I need a good engineer. Because the thing about music is like your engineer is not just like your engineer. You know, in order to make great music, that's why Quincy Jones was Quincy Jones, dog.
Yeah.
That's why Dre is what Dre is. I mean, that's why Timberland is what Timberland. Pharrell's who Pharrell is. It's because you gotta be like that. You gotta click, homie.
Yeah.
You gotta click. And I was looking for a studio at that time, and I hit up Danny Zico.
Shout out
You know,
Danny
shout out
Zico.
Danny
Yep.
Zico, man. Danny Zico is like,
The Z Room.
man, the homie's so fucking talented. That's another inspiration of mine
Fuck
too.
yeah, bro.
Danny is hard, bro. Danny's really hard. No Diddy.
That guy, bro, fucking. You give him just an instrument in his hand,
Yeah,
and this
man.
motherfucker will play your whole tune.
And as it is, like I grew up on that with my brothers and all that, because like you give them an instrument, they'll start making music. You know,
that's
so like
right,
I've always been like, that's always like intrigued me about people. Like, man, you're so fucking blessed. You could just hop on the piano and like just make something out of nothing, bro. So Danny's like, he has a fucking hell of a talent that God gave him, dog. But anyways, I was trying to book with him, you know, and he was like, oh, I'm busy. We weren't coming across each other. So I said, do you have anybody else? He introduced me to Kaiser. I don't know if you ever met Kaiser.
I don't think so. Not yet.
Kaiser's another engineer. He's right there at the Room Z in Canoga. But that's my boy Caesar, and I recorded him with the first time. And I think the first song we did was Sick Ass Fools.
Oh, okay.
No, there's a song called Sick Ass Fools. And I'm like, damn, I never heard my music like that before. Like the crisp engineer, the way we were just going back and forth. I always liked my engineers to tell me that if something was trash, it was trash. And if something wasn't trash, it wasn't trash, bro. You know what I mean? Like, don't sit there and just press the button and be like, okay, you're paying me.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah,
bro.
there's a lot of them, which is cool, homie. Like, I get it. Business is business, homie. But, like, if I'm going to give you my hard work money, like, you better critique the fuck out of me, bro. You know what I mean? And Caesar was doing that shit, bro. And my boy Kaiser was like, we grew a fucking friendship. And I would say he's more like a brother now, dog. Like, if it wasn't for him, my music wouldn't be what it is. And, yeah, man, like, every time, like, I just push myself more. And then, I didn't have Valley Motion at that time, which is music, you know? So, like, I started pushing towards my music, you know what I mean? And then I kind of started, like, with my music just started going places and shit, and then I got into the towing, and then, like, man, I started doing everything. At this point, people are like...
I'm telling you, all these motherfuckers everywhere, bro.
Yeah, like, so then I'm like, man, this towing shit is hard, bro. Like, I had learned it in a month, bro. I needed a job. You know what I mean? And somebody was like, yeah, like, I need a tow truck driver. I'm like, I don't know how to tow. They're like, let me put you in a tow with somebody for 2 weeks. You better catch on to that shit. Quick. So I caught on to it, bro. I fell in love with it. Bro, I'm like, I've never seen nobody do content with, like, tow trucking. You know? So I'm like, shit, I'm going to get these meta glasses. So
yeah, bro, that's my next investment, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna get you that shit, dog.
Bro, that's my
word, bro. I'm gonna get you those meta glasses, bro. And I think it's gonna do good things for you. So I'm like, man, nobody's tow trucking and doing this shit. So I started doing that. But then that's when the homies are like, man, I'm gonna call you. Like, I know a guy, you know. so somebody asked like, hey, do you know something? Like, I know a guy.
Yeah, I know a guy, bro. I know a
homie. You know, but yeah, man, when I started going through my music and Valley Motion TV, I met a lot of good people from the Valley, bro.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
you know, you yourself included, you know, but I met, like I said, like Richie, I met fucking Stone Vandal, I met Uvir. Uvir's another good homie, dog. Like, and he's just somebody that supports the whole entire Valley, dog. I re-met Bonnie again, Cassandra Benz, Criminal Divine. Cassandra Benz is hard, dog. She's really hard, bro, and I
need more music from her, bro.
Yeah, we need way more music from her, but her bars and like her rapping is on point, bro. You know, and shout out to Homegirl, dog, for reals. But who else? There's Young Flocks from Burbank, Mr. And then I also got my label people too. But there was just a lot of people from the Valley that are popping, bro. Like a lot, you know. Who do you like around here?
Shit, bro, fucking like. See, now because that's my boy, you know.
Yeah,
like, he be dropping bangers.
Oh, see, it's Johnny, dog. What am I tripping on?
Bro.
That sucks. The homie went on a hiatus.
Yeah, bro. That was another crazy one right there. Yeah. My boy RX Lou coming up right now.
RX Lou, man. Shout out RX Lou, bro.
My boy ATM Danny, you know, he's fucking doing big shit right now in the Valley.
Yeah, ATM Danny is one that's, he's almost there, dog. Commercially, he's almost there for us. Bro. Like he was one of the ones. Like the only ones that was doing it back then was Rob's could have been doing it, dog. Rob's could have been doing it commercially. I'm not like this is nothing because I met the homie. And what I'm saying is like the homie even himself will even tell you like if I wanted to I could have gone there. But the homie's a real trap baby, dog, and he's a real valley trap baby. And if you were to understand what that is, you would understand why he's doing what he does. You know. But man, like he was one of the ones back then.
Rob, bro. 818 Hoes.
818 Hoes is the anthem for the wild, dog. So many hoes got exposed when that song dropped, dog. You're lucky part 2 didn't come out. Because you already thought like part 2 on the way. You're lucky part 2 didn't come out.
We doing a part 2. I got a bunch of these hoes getting exposed.
Hey, we need a remix for that one. But it was him. It was Hobson.
Hobson, yeah.
Remember Hobson?
Yeah,
Hobson was popping out of Panorama.
Yeah.
And then there was actually a fool from Pacoima. I think he was from that area. He was called Sporty Loco. You ever heard of him?
Nah. Another rapper that I went to high school with, and he was like doing crazy, but he just disappeared, was Valley Boy Yoda. I don't know if you remember him.
Valley Boy Loda?
Yoda.
Nah, he's not the same one. He's not the same Valley Boy, the one that...
Valley Boy,
with Young Uno.
Yeah.
That's him, right? Yeah, what happened to him? Bro, he was with, what's her name? Wasn't that girl from the Valley too? Or that he was with, it used to be like Young Uno, Isabella, so...
I don't know.
He was the one that was with her, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I do remember. Yeah, he disappeared.
Bro, out of nowhere, too.
He did a song with L2R.
Yeah, L2R,
that one song. And then after
that shit went crazy, bro. Even the video for that shit's crazy.
Oh, the Eric was on there, too.
Yeah, bro.
I forgot about him, too.
And that fool just...
disappeared.
Vanished.
And that's the thing about it, bro. Like, you know...
And that goes to, like... That's life, bro. Like, sometimes you just gotta fucking disappear.
Yeah.
Or come back.
Yeah.
Sometime... Some point.
You know, who else was popping, bro? Like, then you had like Southland Gangsters and all that too, you know, but it's just, that wasn't something like everybody was into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's like something like the G homies were into.
Exactly,
know? But, like, Hobson, man, Rob's, then when Gavlin and Self-Provoked and all them were coming out, you know, they did a lot of things for us too. You know, but then after them, I feel like it kind of died out again. But now it's like I've never seen it the way it was before.
It's going crazy.
What I mean? It's going real crazy, and the only thing I can tell everybody is like, keep supporting each other, bro. That's the one thing that's gonna build us. Homie, don't shit on each other. I mean, yeah, you could be competitive, which is cool, you know.
It's cool. That's the game right there.
Yeah, like I had an interview with Verse where I interviewed him, and he was just kind of like shit on everybody, kind of thing, like because I just want them to know it's competition. But to me, it's like. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, like, you know, everybody's entitled to their own beliefs. You know what I mean? But I don't believe that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we've had enough of that.
Too much.
If you went through that, like you know how hard it was.
Yeah.
You know how hard it was. That's why so many people didn't come out of their section that they should have, homie.
I tell you with me, bro. When somebody tells me like, "Hey, like, how do I start a podcast?" Bro, I give them step by step. This is what I did. This is the equipment I have. You know. So, bro, at the end of the day, it's competition, dog.
Yeah,
that's all it is. And it's no hate or nothing like that, bro.
Yeah, and when I tell people about podcasts, it's like, you know, you got to see what you want your podcast to be about. I mean, is it about like is it people oriented, and then like how diverse are you in conversations?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because there's just some podcasts you watch and you just be like, this conversation really is just one way.
Or it's the same shit over and over again. Exactly.
And that's one thing, like, you know, God bless, like, everybody that's ever crossed my life that taught me something. I could talk about anything, bro. Like, I could talk about music. I could talk about, you know, politics. I could talk about current events. I could talk about anything. And everything's going to intrigue me, bro.
I know a guy.
I know a guy.
I know a guy. That's the name of this episode, bro. I know a guy.
Hey, that's a good one. But yeah, man. So I started meeting a lot of people from like businesses and shit, and I always tell them like, okay, like keep in the back of my mind. So I saw you right now. If you tell me like, hey, I need a plumber, I'm like, I know a guy. You know, if you need a body shop, I know a guy. You know, the homie CMR right here, shit.
Shout out CMR.
Yes, sir. You know, and then one thing people started hitting me up for were like the videos I were dropping. I always had the cars in there. You know, like they're like, damn, where'd you get those cars from? The Maybach, the double R's, the fucking 7 Series, the whatever. Like, where are you getting these cars from, man? You know, and I'm like, shit, Exotic Society, man, CMR.
Come here.
I'm like, those the homies right there, bro. You know that. So everybody always hit me out like, hey, I need a car for a video shoot. I need a car for a video shoot. But that's like something I kind of like kept kind of stingy, you know. Like, I don't want everybody to have these cars in their video.
Hey, It's like a video Nixon.
Yeah.
Like, you know, be like, hey, that's that bitch from that video.
Yeah,
But she in that
yeah,
video.
yeah.
Hey,
You know?
that's that girl from that video.
Yeah.
What's in this video?
Yeah, you know. So if it ain't like,
We all got Rolls Royces in the valley. If you don't know, all right?
Yeah.
And they all the same color.
hey man, and you know what's funny too? It's so like I never heard of like SRTs. I was never intrigued by like SRTs, Hellcats, and all that shit until I got to the valley. You know, because I was on dad mode all these years. So when I came over here, I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers are from the ghetto, homie. You're seeing SRTs, Red Eyes, fucking Daytonas, and like
TRXs,
kids, dog, and
fucking AMGs.
AMGs, everything, bro.
Oh, crazy.
And they didn't even know, no bullshit.
Yeah,
what
bro.
it is like how I tell you, it's the valley hustle, homie.
Hell yeah, bro. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
the valley hustle, bro. Like we want the finer things in life, even when we're from the gutter, baby. Like I never liked the stigma of like, oh, you're from the valley. Like, shoot, damn right I'm from the valley, baby.
Yeah,
like, you damn right, homie. Like, we got our own thing over here, but don't think shit's sweet over here.
No,
you know
hell
what I
no,
mean?
exactly.
You know, and I never like glorified on shit like that. What it is just like I don't know what kind of perception you're trying to leave us, where you're trying to think like shit's off over here. Like, as
We
it
ain't
is,
no busters at that point.
nah,
Yeah.
bro. But like, you know what it is, homie? Like, okay, the thing about the valley, I think of like three things, right? Like, don't fuck with us in traffic. Okay, if it's traffic hour, don't fuck with us, homie. We're all trying to make it home, dog. Somebody's gonna like. That's the worst time for you to get into it with somebody, bro. Like, traffic hour is the worst, homie. Try driving down fucking Van Nuys Boulevard towards Sherman Way. Like at 5, 6 in the morning, homie. Everybody's heat and hot, bro. You know what I mean?
Everybody's hungry. They want to get
You're
home.
going down for knowing, bro. Anywhere you're
Oh
going
my
through, like, man, like the
bro.
traffic is crazy, bro. Like,
Bro,
shit.
just from fucking Nordhoff passing Van Nuys,
Yeah.
you're in that intersection for 20 fucking minutes,
Oh,
bro.
when you start passing the bridge after
Son
Santa and Van
of
Nuys,
a
if you're trying to
bitch.
get all the way from Van Nuys to Santa to Van Nuys to Plumber, you're fucked, bro.
And this traffic, I mean, this fucking construction doesn't make shit better. We're
doesn't make
fucked.
shit better, bro. So you got that, but as it is, like besides that, homie, and besides like we're kind of the people who are like we're pretty welcoming, we're cool, homie, and we don't mind taking light to other things outside the valley, homie, because that's what we've done all the years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we follow, like I've seen motherfuckers follow the Draco flow. I mean the Draco, you know, kind of thing that was going on, and then like the things that were outside of LA, the RJs and the YGs and shit. You know, we never really like bloomed anything here at home. You know what I mean? So like I think that's the main focus we need to have is like start bringing shit up out here, homie, because right now it's the perfect time. I think so many people got like a wave that they caught, you know. A lot of people caught a lot of wave. You can put that one wave together, all those waves together, it's a big old tsunami.
Tsunami, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, you coming in hard. I mean, you gonna give them what they need. ATM Danny's one of them, dog. Like, what was that song? When I know you're like, this motherfucker gonna make it. I think it was Late News.
Oh, and
He's not like numbers going up.
That's some late news.
I'm like, that's a fucking fire shit. His flow and everything is so hard, dog.
like, come on, bro. Who else has a full album with Goddamn It Dupree, bro?
Hey, goddamn it, Dupree's hard, bro.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Like,
That's a hard ass engineer, bro. You're from the land, bro. You know how hard of an engineer that is.
exact, bro.
You know
He's
what I mean?
everybody in the game, bro.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
in the game.
That's you know, the only thing I would say is like, you know, come back home a little bit and tap in with some of us.
No
you know,
cap.
some
Yeah,
of us,
yeah.
some of us need your love, dog. Like we're not talking about get some handouts on me, but I can see a lot of like people that's cracking right now, dog. That could, you know, man, they'll benefit off of an ATM Danny feature.
We need to for sure sell out that live show.
That live show.
His
is
live
hard,
show at the
dog.
Roxy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and promote it right here. If y'all haven't got your tickets yet, get your tickets. They're only
sure.
like $30 or something like
For
that.
sure.
Before it sells out, we need the whole 8 to show up, show support, show these LA cats how we can
Get
support
down.
our own. Just how y'all go out and support all these
Yeah.
LA rappers. Come on. We
Yeah.
gotta support our own, you know? And I would go for anybody doing a show at the fucking Roxy.
Yeah, the Roxy's a big one, man. If you knew coming up, like you wanted to be in the Whiskey, the Roxy, the
Yeah.
Viper Room, the Knitting Factory, like you wanted to hit those venues, you know. And if you could like sell it out, like that'll be big, bro. You know, even to this day, I'm like, I don't need nothing mainstream, but if I could sell out a venue, bro, like that'll mean a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel like I made it in the music, at least. I could put that away in my, you know, and then move on to the next thing. Try to make it as a director, though, you know.
I see you as that, bro.
Yeah.
I was honestly gonna say that to you. I see you as a fucking movie director, bro.
Yeah, okay, so man, I used to get grounded a lot when I was a little kid, right? My mom used to always put me in the fucking room. She's like, go to the fucking room. carajo, Nico, whatever. She tell me to go to my room. So every time I go to my room, I would, we didn't have phones back then. Now you go to your room, you're like, I'm on TikTok, fuck y'all,
Yeah.
But no, we didn't have that. We had the TV. My mom would take the TV out.
No way.
Yeah. So I sit there with my own thoughts, bro, and like I don't know if I had ADHD or not, but it kind of felt like it. But like I felt like I needed to write, you know. And the first things I started writing were like short stories, And hey, man, free my dad, man, free Solo. That man was my stepdad, but he was like a real man to me, man. Man, I remember he would come in. He's like, what's up, motherfucker? What you doing? My none. I would like hide it away from him because I feel like I don't want him to see this shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck you got right there? You that shit? You read the story? The only reason I got like thick skin is because of him. You read the story, like you be reading, you be like, what the shit will make no fucking sense? You throw that shit away. I was like, fuck. He's like, man, so I write something else. You look at it. I try to write a song. He's like, who's this bitch you talking about? And I'm like, oh man, fuck this shit. I don't even want to do anything no more. But yeah, man, like so I started writing. And he would just have me like he would turn out everything. I was like, all right. And by the time I was like 15, 16, there was this one short story I wrote, and it was actually about him. It was a character based off him. And it went through it because I had found out a lot of things he went through as a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like things like it would break my fucking heart and bring me to tears if I ever thought my kids went through some shit. But I had talked to his mom. To his sisters, his brothers, some of his nieces that told me some dark things about him. So I wrote this short story based off him. Mm-hmm. And I remember giving him that short story, and I remember just seeing him cry, dog. And I'm talking about, all right, so have you ever seen Friday After Next? Like, and then the movie Friday? So Friday, Debo, right?
Debo, yeah.
And then like Friday After Next, like Damon. Okay, that was my dad. He was a big motherfucker. Like, everybody feared this dude. Like, everybody equally feared this dude. Like, if you know, you fucking know. Like, everybody feared this man. So, like, like when I was a kid, me and my mom, the only one ever seen this man in tears. Mm-hmm. And like go through the things that he went through behind closed doors. Because that's a lot of things we don't talk about as men's struggles. Yeah, like mental health, dog. We're the type to tuck it away and hide it and be like, we're the, I could fix that before we fix ourselves kind of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like my dad behind the closed doors and all that, we were the only ones that see this man like ever go through his demons. But I remember I gave him that story and it fucking brought him to tears. And he gave it back to me. He goes, I know who you're talking about, fucker. He goes, I'll write that shit again. He walked out the door and I'm like, I got him. I'm like, I fucking got him. I'm like, that's a good story right there. Yeah. So that made me keep going. And then, yeah, man. So I told myself, like, I love music, bro. Music is always going to be what it is. But I feel like there's only going to be so much more I'm going to be able to go with it because when I do music, bro, like, yeah, I come from that lifestyle. And you know what I mean? Like, I come from that lifestyle and I come from that type of environment. But you're not going to hear me on every song talking about gunning motherfuckers down, dog. The murder rate has been dropping every fucking year. So please do not believe your rappers when they're talking about dropping all these bodies. The crime rate is at its lowest, homie. It's nice right now. So the only thing I could do is go back and tell stories that like I've either been through or experienced. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I try to put them in very unique ways. Like for instance, like J. Cole. Like J. Cole's like that dude for me. Yeah. Right? Like every single album, I think For Your Eyes Only was an album that just like bro, like that shit just like it showed me how somebody could just be so in tune to everything in the world, bro. Because he made a song about everything, dog. His but daughter, like the neighbors think I'm selling dope. Like you made a song about getting raided, dog, and bro. You ain't even that dude. You know what I'm saying? But it was a banger, dog. You know what I mean? Bro. Like, or like he just wrote so many songs, bro, that just felt the actual song For Your Eyes Only was like was a fucking beautiful song. I think the part that had got me was when he was talking. I think it was the last verse when he was talking about the girl whose dad had died. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that shit had hit me so hard how he could tell a story like that. So I've always mirrored my like try to like mirror myself off of that, but keep the West Coast shit in it, and then give the 818 shit. So every song, like, yeah, I might talk about the lifestyle environment, but if you see it, like, I try to spin it different narratives, but you can only go so far with it. Exactly. You know what I mean? You only go so far with it. And then again, like, that's not something somebody wants to wake up to every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know when I wake up in the morning, I don't know if it's how old I am. I don't want to wake up and just start pop on the songs. I remember my boys started doing that. Both my boys, we go to, like, I used to take them to school, and then they're playing like Little Weirdo, Young Active, like 7 in the morning. You know what I mean? Peso and shit, Draco and all this shit. I'm like, man, like, y'all are waking up too aggressive every
For
morning
real.
and shit.
It's
Like,
6
it's
in the morning. Who the fuck got you mad already? You're going to school, motherfucker.
Yeah, like over here, like we go to school, like we just drop somebody and shit. Oh fuck! But I'm like, you know, I started like there was a time period where like I dropped hip hop, bro. Like I got so fucking sick of it, dog, because everybody was doing the same shit.
Yeah.
You know, they're talking about spinning the block, killing the ops, doing that.
Fucking bitches. Popping bottles.
Yeah, bro. So like, I stepped away from like listening to it, and then I went into podcasts for a little bit. You know, that's the only thing I listen to. But then I transferred over to 2 different things. It was R&B and rock and roll, and oh my bad, 3 country.
I love country, bro.
Bro, Chris Stapleton's is that dude. I went through a breakup, and that song, what's that song? By Chris Stapleton. If oh my god, I'm driving a blank. You should probably leave. Listen to that song. You go through a breakup, listen to Chris Stapleton, and you should probably leave. You're gonna guarantee cry in the car. If you're trying to let it out, play that song in the car.
He didn't cry. Don't worry, he didn't cry. All right.
Nah, I didn't. No, but look, man, like that, like country, just like
Yeah, it tells stories, bro.
fuck, bro.
Crazy stories.
George
bro.
Strait is a motherfucker, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I got into rock and roll too, because my real dad was into that. You know, so he put me onto like fucking Iron Maiden, Rancid, Transplants, fucking Social Distortion, Bad Religion, the Misfits, like just all this music, and I'm like, whoa, like. So I remember like I just studied a lot of that music, and the first song I had made like for a while at that time was a song called Snake Pit by it was with Cujo the Savage.
Okay.
And I had sampled, I had took the lines from Iron Maiden. I think it was called The Trooper. It was
yeah.
you know what song I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You could run but you never find, or something like that. But yeah, I took that line from there and I put it in the song, and then I just started doing that. Like I kept studying other genres, and then R&B, like Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston's like I didn't never went in so deep into Whitney Houston's catalog. I just realized like how beautiful those songs were, dog.
You know whose catalog I've been diving into like recently?
Who?
Sade.
So my daughter put me on like Sade, like yeah, like my daughter has like good music taste, you know. It's like so. Okay, is it Sade or is it Sade?
Is it Sade or Sade?
That's always everybody
Sade.
like, is it Sade?
It's Sade.
Some people be like, no, it's Sade, and I'm like, are you fucking sure?
There's no H.
I know, but
It's
you know people be making shit up.
yeah.
Like if you hold the S a little longer, it'll say Sade. Some shit.
Motherfucker, there's one S. Ain't no 3 S's.
So yeah,
alright?
Sade is hard. Fucking you know who too? If I ain't got you, baby, Alicia Keys.
Oh yeah.
Come on, her catalog's fire.
Catalog,
Mary J.
yeah.
Blige, like. You know who too?
Keisha Cole.
Yeah, you know who too? He's from Long Beach, bro. I don't know if you guys heard his last album. Hard ass fucking album, bro. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Givian.
Oh, Givian.
Givian.
Oh,
Did you hear that last album he dropped, dog?
bro.
The one where he's like in the suit.
Yeah, that's the song off the album. What's my favorite song? Damn, I'm drawing a blank too.
Yeah, it's always one of those where like you know you're not thinking of it, you know it, but when you
Yeah.
start thinking too hard, it's like a dream. You forget it.
I don't usually pull out my phone, dog. I'm
But
pulling
you
out my
got it,
phone on
man.
this
Hey,
one.
that
man.
album was like I haven't heard somebody drop something like that in a very long time. You know, and I'm a big fan of somebody who uses very real instruments in their music.
20s,
20s,
bro.
20s is a
Bro,
hard
I
song.
can relate to that
Yes.
fucking song.
Yes.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
fuck that bitch.
20s is a hard ass song,
Bro,
dog.
yeah,
I'm
Giveon,
gonna
bro.
play that shit in the car when I leave from here. That's a good album. So I start listening to things like that, dog. You know what I mean? So, and then my boy Kaiser too. Like he started like teaching me like, hey, don't be afraid to like try other things and new things. You know? So
Yeah.
I started trying to melodize. I started doing melodizing in my songs and all that. And I just started seeing like my songs getting better and better.
Yeah.
You know, and that's so right now it's like, yeah, my music's like one of my main focus right now. I'm gonna be pushing it hard. There's a lot of, you know, there's a project I got coming up. I haven't named it yet, but I will soon.
Be ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it probably like in March. I'm probably drop it in March. But man, like eventually, like after this project, I just want to learn how to like expand my like, how do I say it? Like how to expand my music as far as like it not being so basic as far as like hook verse done.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how to really tie in like the Givians into hip hop, how to tie in the Iron Maidens, and how to tie in the Transplants and the Marvin Gayes and the Chuck Berrys and like take things from then and then like make it what it is now. You know, like I feel like there's a difference between making like hits and making records.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to make hits. You know, I don't want to make something that's catchy for the moment. I want to learn how to make records.
Exactly.
You know, like really make those records where it's like it's so fucking timeless, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it's just like, what are you doing it for? Because if you're doing it just to make hits, you're a clout chaser.
Yeah.
Because you're just following the wave. You know, but if you're trying to strive to learn how to make records and it has to be so timeless where, you know, it could just impact somebody, like that's a real musician right there. Yeah. You know, and I'm not nowhere near that, but I definitely like that's my goal, you know.
Well, look, dog, I'm gonna leave it at this. Keep it pushing, bro.
Yeah,
you got this, bro. Ain't at the end of the day, it's like I tell everybody. The only person that can stop you is yourself.
Yeah, no,
ain't
for
nobody
sure.
else can stop you, bro.
Yes.
Just keep that shit going. Hey,
you could be your biggest enemy and your biggest like. You could be your biggest. How do I say it? You could be your own cancer.
Yeah.
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? You start doubting yourself too much. You start like questioning yourself too much. You know, it's nothing wrong with critiquing yourself, but there's limits to everything. And I've seen many people destroy themselves because they're just way too hard on themselves.
I've seen the same shit, bro.
It's like just let it out. Just throw everything out there. You know, like a missed shot is a no shot at all. You know what I mean? Like just take every shot you can, bro.
What do you have to lose?
What do you have to lose?
What do you have to lose, bro?
You know, and that's why this hustle isn't for everyone, you know, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay, man, you know. But yeah, man, I appreciate it, man.
Thank you for coming on, bro. I appreciate the conversation.
Man. Shout out to my boys, man. Strictly Street Music Group, NOX Raps, Dubs, Mr. St. Louis, Bien Sicario, Keep It Tragic. Shout out to the A1A. Shout out to Let You Tell It podcast, man. Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you guys.
Before we go, though, dog, I'm going to keep this tradition going this year. Is there some type of motivation you could give the people out there?
Motivation. Man, all right, yeah, for sure. I say the biggest motivation is the way you could determine your day is by the way you wake up in the first 15 minutes of your day. All right, try to make the first 15 minutes the best out of it. Pray to God, you know, for another day, and pray for the blessings you're gonna have, you know, and appreciate everything and pay everything forward, man. Like, you know, just if you live by those standards, you can't go wrong, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just do good in the world, you know, and don't try to do people dirty, man. That's the one thing, like, you don't want coming back to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You do everything out of the kindness of your heart in the right way with no ill intent. You got nothing to worry about, bro. Everything's a win, you know? Even if it's not in the physical form, it's a win, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I would say, for sure.
We're going to leave it at that. Again, bro, thank you for coming on, brother. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Let You Tell It podcast, and we out this bitch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
To the water, you can't make a drink. I've been bringing my family in and praying more to my reach. I've been doing make me feel alive, give a fuck what niggas thinking. I'm smiling, but I'm dead inside, lost my niggas to the street shit.